I've always slept alone, not by choice, really, just the way things have been for the past few years. It's a big bed, a king size, a relic from a past relationship that I never got around to replacing. It always felt a bit cavernous, a vast, empty space that I'd retreat to my side of, leaving the other half untouched, pristine. Until recently. Living here in Minnesota, especially in the dead of winter, the nights are long and quiet. The whole world seems to hold its breath under a blanket of snow. It was on one of these silent nights that it started. The first time, it was almost nothing. A subtle shift in the mattress, a faint creak of the box spring. I was half asleep and just assumed it was the house settling, or maybe my own tossing and turning echoing back at me. I thought nothing of it and drifted back to sleep. A second night, it was more distinct. I was lying on my side, facing the window, when I felt the blanket tighten across my back. Not a lot, just a gentle tug, like someone was pulling it up over their shoulder. My heart started to hammer against my ribs. I lay there, completely still, listening. The silence in the room was absolute heavy. I convinced myself I was dreaming, that my mind was playing tricks on me in that space between wakefulness and sleep. It had to be. But on the third night, there was no denying it. The soft, rhythmic sound of breathing. It was quiet, so quiet I almost missed it, but it was there, right beside me. A slow, steady inhale and exhale, in perfect sync with the darkness. I was paralyzed with fear. My own breath caught in my throat. I couldn't move, couldn't scream. I just lay there, my eyes wide open, staring into the pitch-black room, listening to the sound of someone else's life just inches away from me. I lasted until the first hint of dawn. Then I scrambled out of bed, threw on my clothes, and spent the day at a coffee shop until sunset, terrified to go back home. That evening I finally worked up the courage to call the police. I felt ridiculous trying to explain it. I think someone is sleeping in my bed with me, but I can't see them. The officer who came was polite but skeptical. He checked the locks, looked under the bed, in the closet, the attic, the crawl space. He found nothing. No signs of forced entry, no footprints in the snow outside my windows, nothing out of place. He suggested it might be the pipes, or the wind, or even a small animal in the walls. He left me with a reassuring pat on the shoulder and a promise to patrol the area more frequently. But his look told me he thought I was just a lonely person whose imagination was getting the better of them. That night, the fourth night, I went to bed armed with a heavy flashlight and my phone clutched in my hand, ready to dial 911. I lay on my usual side, tense, waiting. The hours crawled by. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, nothing. The silence was back to being just silence. A wave of relief washed over me. Maybe the police presence had scared them off. Maybe it really was all in my head. My body, exhausted from days of fear and sleeplessness, finally began to relax. I let out a long, slow breath and my eyes started to feel heavy. Just as I was about to drift off, I felt the overwhelming urge to roll over. I don't know why, it was just a sudden, instinctual need. So, I did. I rolled from my right side onto my back, and then onto my left. And that's when the real horror set in. My body settled into the mattress, but it wasn't the same. It was different. The space I usually occupied, the dip in the memory foam that had been molded to my body over years of sleeping in the exact same spot, it was gone. The mattress was smooth, firm, as if no one had been lying there at all. And next to me, on the other side of the bed, the side that had always been empty, there was a deep, warm impression, the distinct shape of a human body. It was as if the bed itself had decided it wasn't my space anymore. It had made room for someone else. I wasn't just sleeping next to something anymore. I was being replaced. I got out of that bed, out of that house, and I've never been back. I still don't know what was in that bed, but I know it's not my bed anymore. And I'm sleeping on the couch now. I don't think I'll ever be able to sleep in a bed again.